And welcome back to Tarot Life Coach Channel with me, your host, Tanya Melendez. Okay, so here we are in the middle of February. Lots of different energy going on, lots of different things going on. So this is where we really need to pay attention and really be focused on the things that we are creating and bringing into our lives. And so with that said, let's get into our power prayer. But first, I want to talk about our power words for this week. They are expectations and limitations, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. So let's go ahead and start with our power prayer. This is always my favorite part of the video because it allows me to connect with my spirit, and as I'm connecting with my spirit, I know that everyone who's listening and everyone who is needing a message is getting it from me today. So this is my gift to you. So again, this week is February 18th. We've got a lot of planetary movement going on, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Okay, so getting into our breathing, getting into our good, our peace, our blessing. Take another deep breath, quieting your mind, letting go of the day. Knowing here, now, God is closer than my very breath. I know my spirit is God. I know my mind is God. My body is God. All of who I am is God. And how good it is for me to know this truth. How good it is for me to connect with my divinity, with my good. And as I connect with my divinity and good, I just absolutely know that God is my blessing. God is my prosperity, my peace, my integrity, my good, my wholeness, my health, my wealth, my divine inspiration, my divine will, my just all of my greatness comes from my blessed relationship with God. And as I know that this is my truth, I know this is the truth for everyone watching or listening to this video. So how good it is for me to know this for all of us, to bless us, to call forth our greatness, letting go of our limitations and expectations, trusting God fully. In God I trust. I'm just so grateful to speak these words, to know this truth, to be so blessed. I am so grateful. I release these words knowing God is good all the time. I let it be. And so it is. So our power words for today. The reason I chose expectations and limitations is because, first of all, we have an expectation. We expect a person to behave a certain way. We expect each other to take care of each other. We have all these expectations. But the thing with expectations is that we need to remember, with expectations comes believing that it's not already there. There is a fear in expectations. And with expectations is also a limit. And we live limitless lives. So let go of your limitations. Allow yourself to see past your expectations. Believe in the possibilities and not the probabilities. And the probabilities are your maybes, your shouldas, your couldas, your wouldas, all of those things. Believe in the possibilities. Let go of your expectations, because it is the very expectation is what is limiting you. See the possibility. See the limitlessness of our life. See the divine order of our life. And that's where I want us to be today, because with all the planetary energy that's going on, we've got Mercury about to go retrograde. We've got a full moon approaching fast. We've got Saturn also, who's really pushing things along to get people really into a place of releasing. And also with the Saturn energy is a lot of fine-tuning those things that are in our mind. This is also a very spiritual time. A lot of people are really connecting with their spiritual selves. So see where you are. What is your life trying to tell you? What is your soul trying to tell you? And are you listening? So pay attention to that. And with that said, I cannot decide which cards, because I felt so drawn to both decks today. So I have the life purpose and I have the messages from your angels. And so I've never mixed the decks before, and I'm not going to actually mix them, but what I'm going to do is pick two cards from each, because I really felt everyone in my spirit was telling me that people need a direction and also a message from the angels. So we're just going to take our message, and then we're going to go ahead and focus then on our life purpose, because there's a reason I'm feeling connected to both of these cards. Maybe it is because Mercury's going retrograde. Maybe it is because there's just a lot of planetary shifting going on, and the full moon is fully approaching, and so, or fastly approaching. So I just really I felt inspired for both of those. So somebody needs this message, and I'm grateful to be able to share it with you today. So let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and start with the angels. You know, I usually pick 3, but today I'm just going to go ahead and pick 2 from each deck. So we are actually getting a bonus card today. So how good is that? I'm just really so grateful for all the blessings that are in my life and that are really manifesting because of my intentions. I've really been focusing a lot on my writing, and this morning in my meditation, the first thing that came to me was individuality and inspiration and intention. So with that said, I'll keep you all posted on my future articles. So, okay, woo, these are some doozies. Maybe these are for me today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read them. I'm going to shuffle both decks and get all 4 cards together. That way you hear me actually shuffling, because I want everyone to know I do read from my heart. I don't script these. You've heard me make mistakes before. And I pride myself on being authentic. And, you know, I'm really practicing what I preach. So I don't come up with a script. I usually have a meditation in the morning, write down my ideas, and then I marinate all day, or, you know, when I feel inspired to, you know, to do the message, that's when I do it. And so my prayers are authentic. My spirit is authentic. When I'm coming to you with my authentic self. So we got some doozies. These are good. All right, so the first card we got from Messages from Your Angels is Archangel Gabriel. You have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow your insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. So how many of us need this right now? I know that I totally do. This is really about my writing, about me focusing on that. I know that this is the time that I am supposed to be focusing on that, being quiet, being centered. Again, my individuality as well as my intention. So we'll talk about that, I'm sure, next week, because those words are really firing me up. And then we get, this is also another one I know, maybe for me or whoever's listening, we get Chantal. A new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. So we are in February. We just had Valentine's Day. So love is always around us. We just have to be open to receiving it. So be open to giving and receiving. And then with the life purpose, now these are really, you know, I know that I needed a message from there, and I don't know who it's for, but I really do feel that this is the reason I chose these cards, because I get practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. And you know, spirituality is a practice. Being honest with yourself, being your authentic self is a practice. But spirituality, more than that, is a daily practice. You know, it takes time for us to get into our groove of really being our connected selves with God. So allow yourself to practice practice your prayer, practice who you are, practice really every day connecting with God, connecting with your spirit. That's what the practice is. It is a daily thing. There's not a day that goes by that I do not practice my divinity, my getting connected with God, by prayer, by meditation, by just taking a walk outside. Whatever it is, I am always practicing, and I want you to have the same deep connection with God that I know you're longing for, that I have. And I'm not saying that my practice is the best or my practice is the only way to go. You'll know your practice. You'll listen to your spirit. So get started. Start practicing right now. Okay, so then we get let go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. Walking away, I think, sometimes gives you a different perspective. It also allows you to see things from a different perspective, take some of the heat out of it, take some of the whatever it is that needs to be let go, but it allows you to see a different perspective. So allow in order to resolve it. So very poignant messages we got today. So how wonderful is that? And so again, I just want you to know that I'm working on so many things. My spiritual intuitive astrology, I'm super excited about that. It's really about connecting you with your astrological sign. But more than that, where were the planets when you were born? How does that play into your past life, your present life? What does that really mean? Because all of us know, you know, a Leo who's so outgoing, or a Sagittarius who's just like everything that they say as Sagittarius. But what does it really mean for you from a spiritual perspective, from an intuitive perspective? So that's what my spiritual astrology is about. You know, and then I'm doing some new articles, things like that. I'm again working on publishing this book, and you know, it's just been a blessing from God for me to really fine tune and say what it is that I want to say. And I think that's the reason the book has taken me so long, because I've ebbed and flowed and I've traveled and done all these things. So the book is really just coming together organically through the experiences that I've had in life. And so let your book unfold in you. Let your soul share the gifts that it wants to share. So, but our tarot cards say we get the Six of Cups. And what the Six of Cups is telling me is to really go back into our childlike self. But more than that, cups represent our emotions. Six is telling me that we're past a certain point. So we're also at a place of practicing and remembering, kind of recording. And the number 6 has a very high vibration with the angels and things like that. So really pay attention to what your emotions are. But again, here, the picture here with the children and the cups, they're tending to their garden. So this is what tending to your practice is. Tending to your emotions, but your spiritual self, your mental self, your physical self. Tend to your garden. That's what the Six of Cups is telling me. And then we get the Nine of Rods. Rods represent fire and spirit. So your spirit is saying, you've got all the tools, you've got all the fire, you've got everything that you need. Now it's time for you to trust yourself and go for it. And that's what this one means. So this is our time to really go for it. Don't be afraid. Know that you have everything that you need right now. It's not going to be when you're 20 pounds lighter, or when you get a divorce, or when you're doing this or doing that. Again, believe in the possibilities, not the probabilities. So go for it now. Trust yourself. Know that your spirit's going to guide you in the right place. There's nothing that you need to have or get in order to be where you are. And right where you are is where God is, right here in your spirit. Remember that and connect with that, because then we get the Tower card, major transformation. The Tower doesn't mean destruction. What the Tower means is starting over, back to the basics. But more than that, it's about a new beginning. And again, we have the full moon here, and this, is very reminiscent of you just beginning a new life. So where's your transformation? What is your life trying to tell you? Who are you? Do you really know who you are and the depth of your soul and the depth of who you are? Do you really know? Are you wearing a mask to show everybody else who they think you are? These are questions that you should be pondering right now, especially as this moon grows full. And next week when we do talk again, we will talk a little bit more about that full moon. I do believe the full moon is on the 25th. Please don't quote me on that, because I forgot to do my homework on the full moon, but it is fastly approaching. And so with that said, I just want to tell everybody this week, Ron Ash and I will be back on the radio on Thursday at 11 Eastern Standard Time, and that is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please keep checking out my website at www.tarotlifecoach.com, because every day I'm coming up with my new ideas and really trying to connect with people and doing different things. I keep having all these great inspired inspirations, and so it's time for me to start getting them out there and start doing some of that. So keep looking out on my website, because all my inspirations will soon be out. And I've never shared this before, but I do have a writing blog, and it's called Siren and Sage, The Siren and Sage, at blogspot.com. And that's where I write my poems, my stories. That's where I get to be my creative self, not my spiritual counselor self. And so if you've ever wanted to read any of my writing there are some things there. I think the last thing I wrote had to be last month, because it's been a busy month with me traveling and things like that. But I do have some new things to post, and so I will be posting there. And just share my journey. Look where see where I'm growing, and see where you can grow. We're all teachers and students for each other, and so maybe some words that I write will inspire you. Maybe this video will inspire you. Who knows? But again, remember to believe in the possibilities, not the probabilities, and don't let your expectations be your limitations. Know and trust that there are limitless possibilities in the universe for you, starting right now. So until next week, everyone, peace and blessings. Know that you are my beloved, that you are blessed. This week is blessed. Your health is blessed. Your family is blessed. Your prosperity is blessed. All is well. All is good and in divine and perfect order. So until next week, everybody, peace and blessings.